And welcome back. It is the 12th of June, higher plus 5 a day. We had quite a lengthy day yesterday. It was a big problem question at the end, so I'll be very interested to see how today goes. So let's do question 1. Which of these values cannot be the cosine of an angle? Well, the cosine of an angle from my graph that I know is between 1 and -1. So that's okay, that's okay, that's okay, and this one isn't because it's outside my range, so therefore the answer is 3. So far, so good. Next question. Shown below is the curve with equation. Gives me a curve, gives me the, actually it doesn't give me the equation, but it tells me it's y equals f of x. Then it crucially tells me some points. So what this question is going to do is it's effectively saying, what is this transformation and what does it do to those points? So the transformation adds 1 to all the x values and doesn't do anything at all to the y values. So therefore my -4 becomes a -3, my -1 crucially becomes a 0, and my 0, 5 becomes a 1, 5, which is up here. It's going to assume that it wants you to plot those points. So let's do that. So therefore my curve is going to look very similar, except now it's going to go through 1, 5, which is shifted over here, and -4 has become -3. Question done. Next one. So what does this do? Well, this takes all my y values, doesn't do anything to my x values, and multiplies all my y values by -1. So in other words, my -4, 0 remains -4, 0. My -1, 0 remains -1, 0. But my 0, 5 is now -5. So I'm going to try and draw this upside down. I'm not doing it dotted for any reason other than so you can see it separately, which looks something like this. And there's my answer. Again, doing the best I can to try and replicate the curve upside down. Either way, happy with that. I've shown the points. I've shown where they go to. Question done. Next question. Jensen and Bert each write down a proper fraction. Jensen writes down a fraction where the denominator is 1 more than twice the numerator. Right, read that one again. Jensen wrote down a fraction where the denominator is 1 more than twice the numerator. Okay, so Jensen's fraction is going to be, the denominator is 1 more than twice the numerator, so it's going to be x over 2x plus 1. Both the numerator and the denominator of Bert's fraction are 3 more than Jensen's. So in other words, Bert's fraction is going to be x plus 3, 2x plus 1 plus 3, which is 2x plus 4. Right. Then it says the sum of the two fractions is 37 over 36. Nice. Right. Okay, so x over 2x plus 1 plus x plus 3 over 2x plus 4 is equal to 37 over 36. Common denominator, so x times 2x plus 4 plus 2x plus 1 times x plus 3, all over the common denominator. And I'm going to take a 2 out, so it's going to be 2x plus 1. And then instead of x plus 4, 2x plus 4, I'm going to write x plus 2. I'm going to take a 2 to the outside. You'll see why I'm doing that in a second. And that is equal to 37 over 36. Now, I'm going to take this 2 at the bottom, so this 2 here. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, whereby this is going to become 74, and the 2 has gone away. Just makes it marginally easier, which means it's slightly easier to solve. Okay, now let's deal with the numerator. So the numerator becomes 2x squared plus 4x plus, again carefully, 2x squared plus 6x plus x plus 3, and all of that is over 2x plus 1. Actually, let's expand that. Well, I can do this in one go, can't I? So all of that's over 2x squared plus 4x plus x plus 2. And again, that is equal to 74 over 36, which simplifies down to 37 over 18. Now, some of you may have noticed I could have just divided by 36 by 2. Obviously, that's correct as well. Right, let's try and tidy this up. Numerator. So the numerator is 18 times 2x squared plus 2x squared is 4x squared. These numbers are going to be quite big. I'm hoping they're going to simplify. 4x plus 6x plus x is 11x. And 3 is 3. So far, so good. And that's equal to 37 times 2x squared. 4x plus x is 5x. And 2 is 2. This is a difficult question, by the way. Without question, this is a hard question. Now, I've got my calculator. I'm going to use my calculator just so I'm not making silly errors. So 18 times 4 is 72, x squared. 11 times 18 is 198. And 3 times 18 is 54. And that's equal to 74x squared plus 185x plus 74. Now, not even finished yet, because we basically got to find out what x is and then do something with that. So then let's collect. So I've got 70. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything to the right hand side. So 74x squared minus 72x squared is 2x squared. 185 minus 198 is minus 13x, and 74 minus 54 plus 20. Right, I've got a quadratic. At this stage, if I've got the quadratic wrong, obviously the rest of it is wrong, but you'd hope in a marking sense, there's a lot of marks along the way to do something. Can I factorize? I think I can. I'm going to give it a go, although I'm tempted just to go to quadratic formula, but given I'm here. The reason I think I can factorize, by the way, is because I'm getting fractions, I'm going to have whole numbers. So I'm pretty sure these are going to give me nice numbers. So therefore it's going to be 2x. Now I want 20, which is a bit of annoying because 20 is 4 and 5 and 10 and 2 and all the rest of them. And I want 13. So I think it's going to be 2x. Well, let's try 2x and x, obviously. And then it's a minus and a minus because it's a plus. So actually this isn't too bad, is it? So therefore 2 times 4 is 8. And then if I add 5, yeah, okay, that works. So it's minus 5 and 4. We are getting there slowly, which means that x is equal to 4 or 5 over 2. Now one of those it can't be, and one of those it can be. It can't be 5 over 2 because you'll remember that I said x is an integer which makes a fraction. I didn't say that out loud, but implicitly that's within what I wrote. So therefore it must be the case that x is equal to 4. What does the question want me to do? I didn't actually read that, did I? So the sum of the two fractions is this. Find the difference between the two fractions. So I'm going to take my x equals 4 and put it back into here. So that's going to be 4 over 2x plus 1 is going to be 8 plus 1, which is 9. And then I'm finding the difference. So I'm taking them away. So 4 plus 3 is 7. And 2 times 4 is 8 plus 4 is 12. And 4/9 minus 7/12. Well, common denominator is 36. So this is going to be 16 over 36 minus 3 times 7 is 21. It doesn't matter about my negative because I just want the difference. So you get marks for both, but it actually just wants the difference. So therefore take the absolute value. And so that's going to be 5 over 36. Wow, what a question. That question was very difficult. Well done if you got anywhere with that. That's a quite, again, same point I've made a few times. Not too difficult. This could be a question on a paper. It doesn't seem unreasonable. It doesn't seem too hard, but it's a difficult question. As ever, let me know how it went for you. Do like, subscribe. See you tomorrow.